Good morning, Alex. It's very nice to see you. Welcome.
Good morning, Teg.
We are here today to talk with Alex about the love method. The love method I started with you has been teaching me to really look at myself, and that nothing outside of me needs to change. It's only myself. And that just transformed everything.
This is what an intro. Thank you. So first of all, this is take 472 for us. So appreciate your patience. It isn't really, but it's always good to start in a happy mood.
With that, what is the love method?
The love method is something that was born from, well, first of all, a combination of my own curiosity about human nature and psychology, my own devastated frustration from that industry, because I never felt like it gave me a true answer to what I was looking for, which is basically who we are and how we operate, and what influences one person to do one thing versus the other person to do another thing. So that led me on a roller coaster of a search, you can say, that went from positive psychology, spirituality, coaches like Anthony Robbins and many others.
Law of attraction too?
The law of attraction was a big one of them. And every step of the way, I reached a level where I was just completely frustrated. Everything made sense. Everything sounded so good, but none of it was working for me. So I started looking, and through a combination of different teachings, I started learning about the nature of men and women. How are we set up by nature? Because if we look all around, nature is perfect. It has set laws that define any form of interaction with it, whether it's gravity, whether it's the laws of physics, all of the laws that we see. And then I found that there are also energetic laws of relationships between humans, laws of relationship of a person and himself. And all of these laws are guiding us essentially to learn, understand how nature works, and how we can use, just like we've used in the external world, and learn how to build buildings that are higher than we've ever could have imagined, and incredible structures, simply using the laws of nature, the laws of physics. How can we use them in our personal life? When we begin to understand how these laws work within our life, we begin to see the clear barriers, the clear borders through which we can walk safely, and actually allow them to structure us so that this energy that we call love flows freely through us. That was a mouthful.
I like it, and it's nothing I've ever heard before. Where is it? What is it? I couldn't find it in work. I couldn't find it in friendship. And it was always outside of me, and I never thought of it as this energy that I just need to be more like. What is the love of self?
What is the love of self? That's what you're asking?
Or how shall I love myself? Should I be loving
Why do you want
myself?
to love yourself?
Yeah. What was that?
Why do you want to love yourself?
That's what I've learned in this program. Is it's not for me just to feel good. It's so that I can bring joy to the world and show up in my best self for others. If I do it just for me, I'm always looking for more and never satisfied. Would you say that's true?
I'm gonna help you out. At the end of the day, all we're looking for is someone may just be looking for the pain and suffering that they're experiencing to stop. Entering a relationship is something that is gonna be so magical. That person is gonna come as he or she is gonna lock in or close or clean all of my wounds, and I'm gonna be whole again. Or someone may feel, I'm so irritated by everyone else, I'm just gonna shut myself deep down inside and never gonna allow myself out. And all of these people, they experience the world in a very different way, and they're also gonna have very different forms of healing. Someone locks themselves in by going outside. Someone locks themselves from the outside by going in. The love method is experiencing through guidance the freedom to allow yourself to start feeling yourself, to start feeling the connection with yourself, to start following your own needs and desires and unhealed wounds that basically are stopping you from truly experiencing life to its fullest. We are now opening ourselves to an interaction of a force that is above everything else. All of the calculation, all of the preparations are out the window. People come to work with me for various reasons. One reason is that I'm very unconventional. I speak in a very unpolished way that doesn't sound like anything you've heard before. And that allows me to work with the templates that have been formed inside of you, where you think you understand certain concepts where you actually have no idea what they mean. And so when we break and shatter these templates in a good way, it allows you the opportunity to restructure yourself from the beginning. That was a lot, but it didn't make any sense, which is great because it allows me now to have your complete and full devoted attention to hear what's coming next. You were born to this world, a perfect being, perfect little creature, especially if you're a woman listening to this. You were born with all the feminine qualities you will ever need in your life. There is no feminine quality that you need to develop that you weren't born with. It exists within you. Somewhere down the line, this world has decided that it's going to shape out of you a good little boy, a good little girl, that in order to feel love and appreciated, you're going to have to jump through hoops. So you never actually learn to appreciate yourself and your inner voice that guides you through your life just for what it is, without having to prove anything to anyone. So we have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds that are walking on this earth with the voice of their forefathers, of their friends, of their teachers stuck in their head. And it sounds like it's my voice, but it isn't, because it's not making you feel whole and genuine and true. Because you see that when you follow that voice that is not yours, your life isn't falling into place, it's falling apart. So what the love method is and how I'm different is I work with you in order for you to learn how to reconnect to your inner self, how to truly allow yourself the freedom, the courage, and the confidence to follow in the direction, for that to be the main channel that speaks through you and to you, and is not clouded by the voices of your upbringing. Because when you actually, check this, when you actually are connected to your inner source of power, you naturally set the boundaries. You naturally build relationships. You naturally allow others to fall in love with you, and you fall in love with others without any conditions, without any of that nonsense, because natural love is what you are. All you have to do is just learn how to reconnect to it. And this is what we do.
So beautiful. You know, Alex, I want to cry with tears of joy, because how you put that is exactly what I'm experiencing. It could be, this could really be true. I could live this way every day in that true self. And I'm finding it more and more. And the joy that I'm experiencing in it, I can't even begin to describe. Thank you so much. I love how you put that. Any advice to someone just beginning with you?
Ooh, what a great question. And this is kind of what really turned me off from the conventional industry of self-help and coaches and psychologists, and because I come from that industry. And to me, it just was so surface level, where I wanted to go deep. They kept me at surface. It didn't, for no fault of their own, but I didn't feel like it allowed me to really just open myself up. The process of what I'm trying to do is to give you the tools through which you will know how to form your life. I'm not out there to build followers. I'm not out there to build people who are reliant on me, so to speak. I want people who will learn how to connect with their inner guidance system so that they can do the work. So if I go out and I tell people, hey, do A, B, and C, and you will get D, and then you do X, Y, and Z. The problem with that approach is it excites us on a psychological level, but it never actually motivates us to do anything. Nothing. I'm listening to that, and this is what I found with positive psychology and all of this. It's like, yes, that makes so much sense. I'm going to write on that piece of paper. I'm going to look in the mirror and say that 3 times every morning. I'm going to do all of these things. And then you start and then you end. In 2 to 3 days, you just deflate because the root of the problem was never fixed. The root of the problem of why your life is shit was never touched upon. And so the problem is not on the surface. The surface is only the manifestation, how the problem manifests itself. Like a headache. I could have a headache because I have tension in my neck or because I didn't drink enough water. The solution could be taking a pill that's going to calm my headache for another 3 hours, or actually doing something about whether it's massaging my neck, or learning how to sit properly, or drinking water, or a million different things depending on what is the root cause of the headache. Our life is no different. We manifest our life through the root, whether it's a problematic one, a healed one, or one that needs correction.
But we all are looking for this magic pill, this magic potion that's gonna bring that love to us that we've so longed for. And you're really showing us realistically it's the work that we must do.
I'll tell you the biggest fear that anyone that is surrounding themselves with motivational YouTube videos and a variety of different courses that they follow, or coaches that they work with, or anyone that they don't feel has improved their life. Look, if you're working with someone and you're genuinely seeing an improvement in your life, awesome. I want you to keep doing whatever you feel is actually improving your life. But if you're doing something and you feel like it's just temporarily, with decreasing success, blocking the hole that is sucking away your soul, then the biggest fear you have is facing it. The biggest fear I have is facing the root cause of whatever is responsible, whether it's coming from childhood, whether it's coming from negative experiences that I've had, whether it's coming from whatever that made me feel one way or another, made me believe one thing or another. My trying to cover it with, like you said, the recipe, the formula for success is my inability and fear to face it. And I understand you. I not only understand you, I justify that. I completely understand where you're coming from. I myself was stuck in a deep depression where I didn't allow myself to feel anything. The passing of my mother, the moving back and forth, none of that. Just emotions, negative emotions, let them, keep them somewhere deep down. Completely understand that way of protecting yourself from these very sharp emotions or very real emotions. So the healing process with me, and Teddy, you will agree, I think, is actually very light, very fun, full of aha moments. You suddenly realize that you have so much strength and courage to look at yourself in a different way where you didn't have before, and magically things around you begin to shift and to change, and you attract different people and you start noticing different things. I have people who told me, clients of mine who said, man, we've been working for 2 months and everything is so easy. Everything is so easy. I'm not taking credit for that. This is all you, this is all them. They've achieved that. But what I do is I take the problem out of everything. There is no problem. It's exactly how it needs to be. And then what? And then that little bit more, that little bit of awareness, that little bit of awakening, that little bit of just a positive boost where you allow to discover yourself. Ooh, it's
yeah, it's wonderful. And I'm thinking, the teaching on self-love is so huge. You got to love yourself. And then it just hit me. You are bringing me, and what I'm experiencing is to my true self and not worrying about what love is. So it's like just being me and my authentic self versus worrying about, do I love myself today? Oh, I look in the mirror and I don't like that. I don't like this. And I'm like, oh, I don't love myself. How do I love myself? Forget about that and just like live from that authenticity. That could be what I'm gaining the most and appreciating the most in the Love Method. So how long is the Love Method?
The program itself of working with me one-on-one is 8 weeks. You commit for 8 weeks, you work with me one-on-one. Additionally, there is a group that you join. We do Q&As, we do weekly meetings, we post group works, so you get the support of the community. I'll tell you a story of one of my first clients. She came to me after, well, she was in a relationship of 7 years. Miserable. I mean, so miserable. I couldn't even tell you. And all she wanted was to just have someone to love her. And after 4 weeks of us working together, she ended this relationship. And on the 6th week, she actually found another guy who she totally vibes with. They have the same interests. He is head over heels in love with her. And then you see that it gradually develops from there. How long you work with me, it's entirely up to you. I have people who follow me and work with me for the past 6 months.
Okay, so Alex, I so appreciate you taking some time to share this, because honestly, my passion has been for years to share love with anyone and everyone that I possibly could. And I just didn't know what it was and how to attain this level that you're teaching me. I so appreciate learning the Love Method from you, and the whole world could benefit and does benefit. And I'm so excited to share it with everyone I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Starting the Love Method. Why would I? Okay. Through which
Teddy,
huh?
Would it frustrate you if I asked you to put the paper aside?
No.
Put it aside.